Welcome, welcome, everybody. Yes. Try to give people a few times. You guys got any questions, any expectations for this morning? The ones that's new, like I said, welcome. We do this call every other Monday. We just try to give live information, well, via Zoom, of course. We like to give this particular information to education, rather, as much as we can. Keep feeding you. We got a series of things we go through. This particular day, we're going to be talking about our integrity smoothing system. It's actually when you get that explanation, it's going to be a one trip to the shampoo bowl type scenario. I don't know, and I'm probably going to get a little interaction while we're waiting for those to come on. But just curious to see how many people are doing smoothing systems, meaning that whether you're doing keratin, 16 amino acids, what are you doing? Or if you're doing that, because that season is upon us, we want to make sure we prepare ourselves to give you the information you need in case you need to expand what you're doing. So you guys want to share with me who's doing smoothing systems? Can I ask? You guys can unmute and volunteer that particular information. We'll definitely appreciate that.
I'm using them.
Okay, that's Cassandra. Okay, so that's Mississippi, right?
Yes.
So Mississippi, you guys are doing. How is that service being received in your market?
Well, they want it. They don't want to pay for it, but they want
it. May we ask what type of prices is warrant in that particular market?
Well, I've gotten a lot better results from saying they used to hearing some of the ones that don't really know how to do it, charge them like 150. So I just tag on like I've kind of got down to their level. So I say 150, but there's a if you're getting a style, you got to pick a style. So you want to silk press afterwards, or do you want to wear it curly? I give them that option, so that's an added to the silk press 95 150 for that. Trim is extra. It just builds. I build it to
Build,
where
okay. That's a great solution.
So starting from 150.
Starting from 150. Mm-hmm. Yeah, then you do the add-on. So that's great. That's Mississippi. Anyone else doing smoothing systems currently?
I do them.
Okay, Dr. Merriweather?
Yes, I use them. People it's kind of like what she said. People want them, but once they hear that price, I feel like it scares them. So like she said, it's like I had to kind of break it down to my clientele as well. Like, well, with that, what do you want done after that? Do you want to, like, are we getting a silk press and a cut, or, what are you wanting to do with it? I think people get caught up in hearing the smoothing system. So a lot of people, I feel like in my area in Indiana, in Evansville, they're kind of like the last to get or know about these services. So they get that and like the Brazilian blowout mixed up. They'll come in expecting Brazilian blowout instead of like a smoothing system. So that I've run into that, but I think it's the price point. I feel like people want something for nothing, but once you really like build it up and explain to them what they're really getting, then they're all in.
Okay, great. That's some great information. Thank you. Thank you.
No problem.
Any other markets out there doing smoothing systems that we haven't heard from? We heard from Mississippi. We heard from
Indiana.
Yeah. Okay. How about any other markets out there doing smoothing system?
South Carolina, yes, I am doing them. And you have to build upon, or either I do like a combo. I just give it to them all, just tell them what your cut and the style and all.
Okay.
but you have to build in this business. You can't just, you have to build your tickets. Yeah.
Yeah. What's South Carolina asking for the base price? I guess the starting price for smoothing system, if you don't mind me asking.
Oh, look, I got to look on my price menu. I'm not familiar with my own price menu.
Okay. Okay. That's great. Thank you. We got South Carolina. We had Mississippi, um, Indiana. It's great. We got a wide range of calls. I mean, people joining the calls on a Munster Brand Monday. Once again, this is Munster Brand Monday, you guys, and we do this every other Monday. The second, am I saying that right? Yeah, the second and fourth Monday that we actually do these 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Tend to be max out about 90 minutes. A lot of Q&A, a lot of interaction where the professionals are able to gather up, come together. We teach you and educate you on things that we offer. We talk Wetline, which is hair care product, which is our Munster brand. We got a full range of products that you'll get different conversations per Munster Brand Monday. We also have a color line, 95 shades of low 0.5 ammonia self-filling color that we do also within that particular deal. So we got a lot of information. If you are available every other Monday, we're here teaching this particular deal. We have our educators that come forward and teach. I'm just a moderator. I just juggle and get everything going, make sure this the flow in regards to that. My name is Eddie Spencer. I am one of the founding partners at Munster Brand, and we're just super, super duper excited to have you guys here with us this morning, because you could have been anywhere. So we want to thank you for coming out to join us this morning. This morning is a special morning, I would say, because of the season we're in, and when our VP of Education comes forward and share with you this unique product that we actually do, how we have it formulated, the use of it, the simplicity of it. Like I mentioned, if you are using a system other than ours and you are going to the shampoo bowl more than one time to deal with that client, you need to really get your pens and paper out, take some great notes, and just find out what the secrets we have. We're not new to this. We've been doing this particular system and teaching it to stylists all over the country, that we've been in tune to in regards to how the 16 amino acid smoothing system really work, how it should work, coming from science perspective, from the chemist to the professional stylist, merging in, comparing notes, and coming up with our final formula. So that's where we're at. So we're super duper excited, and stay tuned because we do have, once you get taught on our particular system, we will make that particular product available to you. You don't want to miss, because a lot of times on these calls, when we give you the number, that number represent the day that you get it. So don't tune out, don't disappear. I would say this now, if you have someone that you care about or you dislike, you might want to text them and tell them you're on this call and they might want to join in so they won't miss out. But guys, without further ado, I want to bring forward Miss Natalie Spencer, the VP of Education for the Munster Brand team, and see what she has to share with you guys. So bear down. Natalie, go ahead and share your thing.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Good morning.
See a lot of familiar faces, names, and then a couple of new. So we welcome you as always, because on Mondays, as stylists, it's normally the day that we take care of our business. So Munster Brand, we really appreciate you guys joining us every other Monday to just inform yourselves. So a round of applause go to you. Today, we have a couple of things going on. We do have a class that's active, that's going on right now in Tennessee, a color class. So we may have them to kind of break in just to say hello to us. And we definitely want to say hi and just give our support to them. And then we are today on our call, we're going to go over the integrity smoothing system and why our smoothing system and versus keratin systems, and just giving you information about that. So what I want to do this morning is we do have a video, a short video that we want to play for you guys just to show the actual application. But then right after that, we're going to go ahead and break down the information regarding the integrity smoothing system, and again, giving you the application. So we can go ahead and get started with that. Today's video is presented by Monster Brand Integrity Smoothing System. At its core, Integrity Smoothing System can be performed by using only two products: Clarifying Shampoo and Integrity Smoothing Foam. Products used today: HydroStem Stimulating Shampoo, Moisture Stems Leave-In Conditioner, and Integrity Smoothing Foam. A consultation will determine whether to use Clarifying Shampoo or HydroStem Stimulating Shampoo. Because our client has a problematic scalp, we decided to use the HydroStem Stimulating Shampoo. Witness the problematic scalp with the dryness and the flakiness. The HydroStem Stimulating Shampoo will go in and detoxify the scalp, at the same time cleansing the hair and scalp. Next, we'll be using the Moisture Stem Leave-In Conditioner. This will add extra support to the scalp and chemically treated hair. Moisture provided by Moisture Stems Leave-In Conditioner will add extra support to the Integrity Smoothing System. See the before and after of the hair and scalp. Thanks to the HydroStem Stimulating Shampoo and the Moisture Stems Leave-In Conditioner, the hair and scalp is now hydrated and moisturized. No more dryness and no more flakiness. The hair has been sectioned into 4 parts. Blow drying the entire head, only 50% dryness is needed for the Integrity Smoothing System. Starting from the nape area, apply the Integrity Smoothing Foam at the base of the scalp, combing from the root down to the ends of the hair. Notice with the second pinky part, it is combined with the first part. We call this marrying the two together. Here, product is not added because you're able to see product move its way up from the first part to the second. Repeat this technique of applying product to every other part throughout the entire head. Again, using the technique of applying product to every other part. This will eliminate overuse of product. Less is more. After applying Integrity Smoothing System, apply processing cap for 20 minutes. This will allow for amino acids to take place. After 20 minutes, remove the processing cap from the hair and proceed to blow dry. 1 second blow drying is completed. Proceed to lock product in by flat ironing. Using a titanium plate or a 100% ceramic plate allows for even distribution of heat. Based on the desired elongation of the client will determine the temperature of the iron. 1 pass locks in the product. Afterwards, proceed to style. Looking at her before and after, You see how well her hair is hydrated, moisturized, and conditioned. The Integrity Smoothing System will allow her the versatility to wear her hair textured with more defined curls, to be straight, being humidity-free, no more frizz, no more swells, for up to 12 weeks. Integrity Smoothing System. Let's talk about maintenance. The first 3 to 4 weeks after receiving the Integrity Smoothing System, clients will receive one of Monster Brand's hydrating conditioning shampoo systems based on the condition of the hair. If the client's hair is fine to medium, then our Mango Honey moisture conditioning system is perfect for the client's hair. It is weightless, it adds moisture and bounce while adding support in keeping the cuticle sealed. If the client's hair is medium to coarse, then our Smoothie Moisture Conditioning Shampoo System will be the one. It packs a punch. It is an instant detangling conditioning system that helps with eliminating frizz. Within 4 to 6 weeks of your client receiving the Integrity Smoothing System, you will then introduce the Cure to your client, which is a protein treatment all on its own. The Cure is a topical protein conditioning treatment that, when used, will also extend the life of the Integrity Smoothing System. The Cure rebuilds, restores, and it repairs the hair from the inside out. It will also stop breakage on contact and will also refresh your color if needed. The Integrity Smoothing System and the Cure Protein Conditioning Systems are for professional use only. The Monster Brand Systems focuses on proper hydration and moisture, bringing integrity to the hair. The 2 items that make up the Integrity Smoothing System is going to be the Detox Shampoo and then also the Integrity Foam. And as she noted in the video, as I noted rather, in the video, I used a HydroStem because the client's hair, she had a problematic scalp. So if a client comes in with a problematic scalp, then you're going to treat the problematic scalp. You can go in alone with the HydroStem shampoo that's going to detox the hair, but you also can go in with the detox shampoo and then the HydroStem shampoo if you need that extra detox, and then go in with the Integrity System. Okay, so just dependent on the severity of the client's scalp. If it's really, really scaly, then you're going to have to do that extra. But if it's kind of healthy to semi-scaly, you can go right in with the Detox Clarifying Shampoo. So this is the actual shampoo that really make up the system, okay? So now with the Detox Shampoo, our Detox Shampoo is a great clarifying shampoo because most clarifying shampoos, they will strip and then you have to follow up with a moisturizing shampoo. But with ours, you do not have to do that. What's great about our Detox Shampoo is that the key ingredients are salicylic acid, which is taken from the weepy willow tree, the bark of the tree, which is great for scaly scalps and problematic scalps. Psoriasis, I mean, I've seen it do wonders with just right after shampooing a client with that has psoriasis. And then also the other key ingredient is green tea. Green tea, which is a great antioxidant, which actually produces catechin, which actually helps with DHT. So it's known to be a DHT blocker. So This is a great detoxing shampoo. It's only going to remove the buildup that's on the scalp and the hair, but you're still gonna feel the moisture in the hair. So again, all of our shampoos are hydrating shampoos, and it's one that I love. And then you're gonna go in with the Integrity Smoothing Foam. The Integrity Smoothing Foam, key ingredients, cysteine amino acid, you have grapeseed oil, you have silk protein, and then you have is the methicone, which is a grade A silicone. It's breathable, where most silicones do not breathe, they don't penetrate, but the methicone, it does. Grapeseed oil is great for sealing split ends. Also, it acts as a heat protector and it gives moisture as well. And then we have the silk protein, which is great for sealing cuticles, giving strength and elasticity to the hair. So it builds from the inside out, as well as cysteine amino acid. So cysteine amino acid, we're giving back to your hair what your hair is already made up of. So amino acids are the building blocks to building a keratin molecule. So why amino acids versus the keratin molecules? Because we do know we have keratin systems out there, the Brazilian blowout systems. What makes the amino acid systems different is that they place immediately. And by the molecules being so small, there's no need for any type of preservatives. So when you have the keratins, the Brazilian blowouts, you have formaldehyde because it's a natural preservative. Now, there's nothing wrong with formaldehyde because we're naturally breathing it in, we're naturally producing it. But when you're putting 450 degrees of heat with formaldehyde, now it becomes a toxic gas. So when you're in the back of the salon, the very back of the salon, and you are given a keratin treatment, but then it's affecting everybody throughout the salon and even the person in the front of the salon, it's because it's a gas that travels. And that's why it's more harmful, I would say that. The amino acid is not harmful at all because again, very small, tiny molecules that's going right in and placing. So with keratin treatments, typically you can't touch the hair or do anything to the hair once it's done because you have to allow that molecule to cure into the hair. You have to allow the molecule to break down. And then also we're not putting a lot of heat memory on the hair trying to help it place. There's no need for that. It goes right in and it starts to start placing as soon as you put it on the hair. But now, once you apply it to the hair, you must lock it in. If you do not lock it in, guys, everything you just did is just going to wash. As soon as that client shampoos their hair, everything you did is just going down the drain with it. So it's absolutely a must to lock it in. And we lock it in with a titanium plate or a 100% ceramic plate. Why? Because the titanium plates and the ceramic plates, it gives an even distribution of heat. And you want to make sure that you're using a rat tail comb when you are applying it, because the teeth are gathered together. They're small and it gathers all of the strands. So this is why we use a rat tail comb. And of course, you're able to comb through the hair with the rat tail comb because you are blow drying the hair. Now, when you blow dry the hair, you can leave 50% moisture into the hair, but it's best if you leave 30% moisture. So blow dry the hair, stretching the hair. Blow dry the hair, stretching the hair at least 70%. Okay? So now when you go and apply the foam, you're going to make sure that you shake the foam up, and then you're going to go with your first application. If you do not, on that first application, shake the foam and it's been sitting, remember it's liquid. So you don't want it coming out running. We want it to come out as a foam. So once you receive it and you're getting ready to use it for the first time, go ahead and shake it, and then just go right across the base of the scalp, and just comb from root to end, just like you saw in the video. And you're gonna make sure that you're combing, making sure you're getting down to those ends. The reason why we like for the hair to be blow dried is because you're able to, one, stretch and not fight when you're parting, parting the hair. We want the client to come in and have a great experience. We don't want the client to have a bad experience, because when that hair comes in, when you shampoo that hair and they have a lot of shrinkage and it's a lot of tightness, you don't want to have to fight with that. And you don't want to tear the hair, and you don't want the client to have a bad experience saying, it's hurting me. And especially with kids, because it's phenomenal with kids. It's going to help you, but it also helps the client. The client, the parent, because they're no longer fighting with their child. They're no longer taking 8 hours to do their child's hair. So it's phenomenal with children, but you want to make sure, one, you're not fighting with the hair. Two, you're able to see the product actually go into the hair. If the hair is wet, the product is liquid. So you're not going to be able to tell, what's what. So it will cause you to either use too much of the product or too little of the product. And then once you go to lock it in, you're kind of looking like, I don't know if this is working. But if you blow dry the hair, it allows you to be able to see the product actually going in. And so once you part and you combine that panel with the first, marrying the two together, you're going to be able to see where that product is moving up. Now, it's not necessarily a foam that you're seeing, because I have had a stylist come to me and say, well, when I didn't see the foam, I just applied some more, and that caused her to use too much product. The foam is going to dissipate. So when you're combing it in, you're combing it through the hair, combing it through the hair, combing it through the hair. And then you're going to go to the next, you're marrying that, correct? So you're going to comb that in also, and the foam part is just going to disappear. But when you go to the third panel, you're going to combine that with the first two. Now, here, you may see the product go up, but then if you don't see product, you're going to apply. So typically it's every other panel, but guess what, guys? You can go to every 4 panels, because if you have a client and her hair is very fine, you may be able to go to 4 or 5 before applying any more product. So it's key that you blow dry and stretch the hair at least 70%, and then make sure as you're combing through the panels, you want to make sure before applying product that you don't see the product moving upward, okay? And trust me, you will be able to see it if it's still there. If it's not, then go ahead and apply. So you're going to repeat this all until you get through all 4 quads. all 4 sections, and then you're going to apply your cap, and then you're going to sit them aside, room temperature with the cap, no steamer, no dryer. No steamer, no dryer. Sit them room temperature, and then you can go to another client. You're still making money, while this client is sitting there. Fine to normal hair, it's going to be 20 minutes of sitting time. Normal to coarse is going to be 30 minutes of sitting time. What is it doing while it's sitting? Again, it's placing. So it's placing throughout the hair. Once the timer go off, go ahead, remove the cap, do your second blow dry because the hair is going to be damp. You don't want to see, the product should not be drippy. If you see that, and when you touch the hair, and you can really, because the hair is going to be very soft and it's going to feel light. If it feels heavy, just know you may have used too much product in the hair. Now, we're not going to take them if you've used too much product and you say, okay, I need to go and rinse this. You're going to lock that product in. One pass locks the product in. One pass. Depending on the consultation of where the client said she wanted her hair to be. If she comes in and she says to you, I love my hair when it's wet, but as soon as it dries, I get all this shrinkage. It's very tight, and I want my curls to stretch. Depending on how much stretch they want, that's going to determine how much heat. Now, normal to coarse hair can take 450 degrees of heat. 1 to 2 passes. And then when you get ready to style the hair, you can turn that temperature down. Fine to normal hair, fine hair, do not turn it up to 450 degrees. You could turn it down to 400, do 1 pass, and then if you feel you want to turn it down a little bit more to style, then do that. Normal hair can take 450 degrees, 1 pass, maybe 2, depending on the consultation with the client. And you're the stylist. What we're doing is putting it back into your hands because you are the stylist with the license. So when they come to you, analyze the hair, even if they say to you, I do not want one curl in my hair. When I shampoo it, I just want my hair to be straight. You're not going to remove all of their curl. They need elasticity in the hair. Because if you remove all of the curl, then it's just like when you do a relaxer and they say, I want my hair bone straight. We don't do bone straight because if you take away all of that, the hair is going to be limp. It's not going to do anything. And then the hair is just going to start to dry out and it's going to be on the floor. Okay. So we know where they're trying to go and what you can tell them because this is not a straightening system. So when you introduce this to them, it's a smoothing system. It's heat activated where you have to lock it in, but it allows you to be straight when you want to be straight and allow you to also be able to go back and wear your natural curl texture if you want to. So we can give them a little elongation. That's up to you how much they get, but you're going to explain to them that your hair is going to help train your hair to do what you want because our hair is just protein and protein is going to do what you do the most. It's going to take on the memory. So when they go home, once you do a silk press, when they go home, they're going to wrap their hair. Even if you're doing pin curls, it's still motioning the hair to be smooth. If they pull it back in a ponytail, it's motioning the hair to be smooth. So when they come into you, even if they're coming in once a week and you're still giving them a silk press, if they're only getting heat when they come into you, that's not heat damage. That's not enough heat to give them damage. What you're doing is creating a memory. So just explain that to them. Now they have the ability to know in which direction they want to go, because the ends are going to tell the story first. And so when the ends start to go straight first, they're going to come in and say, I have heat damage. And so you're asking the question, well, do you put heat in your hair when you go home? Now, most of the times, they're not going to tell you the truth if they are, but you as a stylist, you're able to look at that hair and you know for yourself if they are applying more heat to the hair. Stylists, you just know. So you explain to them what the hair is doing. Because if they come to you and the ends start going straight, and you know they've told you they really want their hair to just be straight, so you let them know, okay, your ends are starting to go straight. Are you sure this is where you want to go? So it helps you, and it helps them with the understanding. Because most of the time, when their hair is straight, the ends are straight, then they start saying, I want to wear my natural curl. Well, then you have to explain to them, we're going to have to do some textured styles, because it wasn't overnight that your hair started to go straight. So it's not going to be overnight that your curl is going to come back, but the curl will come back. Most people think they have to go and do the big chop. Now they can do that. You can do the big chop if you don't have the patience. But the curl will come back. The same way the curl left with memory, the curl will come back with memory. So it's just a matter of explaining that to them, and you as a stylist looking at the hair and seeing and knowing what the hair can take and what it cannot take. Fine hair, you do not want to remove all that curl, because they will come in sometimes and saying that's what they want. But fine hair need the weight. They need the weight from the curl. That's what's going to benefit them. So when they really understand it and you explain it to them, you're giving them knowledge, and also you're giving them the ability to help you with their hair. So now we know that person that comes in and say to you, I just really want to wear my hair straight. They may be a great candidate for the integrity system, because the integrity system does not have to be for everyone, but the cure is going to be for everybody. And again, when they come in after their fourth shampoo service, then you can introduce the cure to them. So because the integrity, it creates a humidity barrier, it's going to do the same thing that the cure is doing, but the cure is giving you 4 to 6 shampoo services versus the integrity is going to give you anywhere from 8 to 12 shampoo services of being humidity free. Because what it does, it goes in, it locks in the moisture, but it blocks out the humidity. And it does that by it's a barrier that's created around each strand. So it is a heat protector as well. It stops breakage on contact as well. But it lasts 8 to 12 shampoos versus 4 to 6 shampoos. So they're doing the same thing. One, you have to lock in, one, you don't. So when they come in, this is what you're going to explain to them. It's going to be time for their protein treatment. So what the cure is going to do, as you shampoo the hair, some of that barrier is being removed. But when you come in and it's time for your protein treatment, your cure is going to replace any protein treatment that you currently are using. So we went over this in the last segment. What's being removed, the cure is going to replace. So now do you guys understand that before I move to color and integrity?
My only question is like in between time. Um, okay, and we've done the treatment, the integrity treatment, and so as they come back in 2 weeks or three, they'll always say, "What do you suggest? 2 or 3 weeks?" And then when they come back, we're just gonna shampoo their hair with well, I'm gonna just say since I don't have a sulfate-free shampoo, and then we're gonna do a leave-in conditioner, and then just go into blow drying and styling. Nothing. This is within the first 2 weeks, so we're not using the cure at this time, right? So
Yes.
that's all we'll do. A regular shampoo, condition, blow dry. Do it like normal, like a regular suppress um service after the integrity treatment.
Yes, so great question. So her question is, coming back when they come in for their first shampoo, whether it be the following week or whether they're on a 2-week regimen. So if they're coming in for their first shampoo services, then you're just going to go in and use your conditioning shampoo system, which is going to be the mango and honey. So Muscle Brands Mango and Honey. Remember, all of the shampoos are hydrating and all of the conditioners are moisturizers. So you will just go in using, you can detox with our clarifying shampoo, which is a sulfate-free shampoo. So you will detox first because you always want to use that's your first, like your first lather. So you're going to use your detox shampoo, sulfate-free, and then you're going to come in behind it with your mango and honey. After you use your mango and honey system, then if the hair is chemically treated, then you can go in with your leave-in conditioner. If you just really want to use the leave-in conditioner because it just gives that extra support, then use your mango and honey leave-in conditioner to give that extra support, because the mango and honey leave-in, it also aids as a heat protector as well. So it's going to give support with moisture, but also it aids as a heat protector as well. And so you're going to repeat that regimen until it's time for you. When they come back if they're coming every 2 weeks, so within that 8th week, it will be time for the Cure Protein. So you would do everything that you just did using the mango and honey system, but then after you use your mango and honey leave-in, the last thing, which is going to solidify everything, is going to be the cure. So the cure is always the last thing that you're going to spray. So that was a great question for their first shampoo, because you remember with the integrity, once you've done the integrity guarantees you 8 to 12 shampoos. So let's just say if the client is coming in every week to you, so now you have 8 to 12 weeks. And the reason why we say 8 to 12 weeks, because some people, so let's say you're working out and you work out hard. We're going to sweat when we work out. And let's say the client she likes to be versatile. So she's wearing her textured styles. She's not getting her hair set on benders or rods or anything like that. She's wearing her natural texture. So with that, they typically get anywhere from 8 to 10 weeks with that. But if she's coming in and she's still getting her silk outs, she's going to most likely be guaranteed 12 weeks. So that's why we say 8 to 12 shampoo services, because they may come in to you every other week. So you still are stretching it based upon the shampoo services. Okay?
Natalie,
Yes.
did you say you could apply the cure up to 4 as soon as 4 weeks after, or did you say 8 weeks after?
No, it would be 8 weeks, Wanda, if they're coming every other week.
Okay.
You're going to apply it depending on the regimen that you have them on with their protein. If they're coming in and you're giving them a protein every 4 services, then you're going to give it to them then. If you're giving it to them every 8 services, you can give it to them then. But I think when you came in, I was talking about the humidity barrier. So you're guaranteed with the cure anywhere from 4 to 8 weeks, or anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks, or 4 to 8 weeks. And it depends on the porosity, in the hair, because it could go, you could get up to 8 weeks, but typically I try to give you a range that meets around 4 to 6, but there have been cases that it will go up to 8 weeks. So it really just depends on that client's hair, because it acts as a builder. So both you have the integrity and the cure that acts as a builder. They go in and they rebuild the hair from the inside out. But I want to make sure I try to stick with one so it won't get tricky for you. So just sticking with the integrity, you just really focus right here with the integrity first, and then we can come back and talk about the cure, because they both are doing the same thing. It's just one you're locking in and one you're not. One you're going to use constantly, one you're not. Okay? So
Okay.
somebody was going to say something else.
Oh, I was just saying, Miss Nell, do you have a like a little idea for us? Or I know everybody should use client cards and things like that, but when you have a lot of these flowing like I do, like what's a good suggestion on like, okay, now it's your turn for cure, now it's your turn, something to help you remind yourself, oh, it's not time for me to use that on you. I don't like to get confused because like I said, I guess I need to like put it in their notes somehow to remember, look, you came 2 weeks, you did this, and now I need to do this to you this time. When you got several of them flowing, it's like, what do you do now?
Okay, so when your clients come in, that's a great question. When your clients come in, you should have some type of consultation analysis form, for them. Anyway, you should have that on them, and everyone should be getting a protein treatment, because that's another segment that I need to discuss with you guys, because we are doing a 90-day challenge, so that's a whole nother thing. But every client should be getting a protein treatment. This is going to help with the client's hair. It's going to help with keeping that hair balanced. So that's why I said any protein treatment that you guys are currently using, which I see a lot of you, and I know it's the cure is going to replace that, because the cure is nothing but it's a protein treatment that stands by itself, but it's plant-based. So with your analysis, you're keeping up, even if I don't know if they have this out yet, but it should be something where you can, keep up with it electronically on your phone if that's easy for you to look at. Uh, even when you set them, schedule the protein treatment that you will get an alert, to know that it's time for this particular client to get their protein treatment. So you just, if you can do that actually in your calendar. Once
Yes.
you add them, you can mark, and set it up to give you an alert on a certain day. So if they're coming into you every single week or every other week, when that 4th week, what date it's going to be. And so you set it up to give you an alert, and you also have it written down. It's time for the protein.
Yeah, I was thinking when you start talking, I do have a booking app. So what I'm gonna do is just that's gonna be one of the services that gets selected. So every client, I'm just gonna remember when they come in to look at their last service, see what they got, and then I can go from there. I was just kind of thinking about that.
And another thing too, Cassandra, the clients, when they see their hair, they're gonna come to you and say, "Is it time for you to give me that stuff that you sprayed in my hair?"
Yes.
They really get on board with it. They really
Yes.
get on board with it. So, but I
Thank you.
want to get to the
I
next thing with the integrity and color, because it's really important for you guys. And then we'll continue with questions, of course, with integrity and color. So integrity, we're giving back to the hair. So we're giving value back to the hair. Anything chemicals break down and they take out. That's what they're designed to do. So what you're going to do, anything lifting, when it comes to color, anything lifting, you're taking away. So you're going to do that first. You want to do your color service first. And then once you finish up with the manufacturing instructions with your color, then you will go in with the integrity, using the integrity system. So that's anything lifting. Now, typically, when you know that customer is getting the integrity the same day that they're getting a color service, and let's say that client wants to go to a level 9, then typically you would take them to a level 8. Because once you go to lock the integrity in, it's going to bump them up to a level 8. Now, the great thing about our color line, the Munster brand color line, the pigment is very true. So I have seen where if the client wants to be a level 8, you can apply a level 8. If they want to be a level 9, you can apply a level 9. But, typically, this is with the Munster brand color. So, but for other color lines, you're going to go down 1 from the desired level that you want to be, because once you go to lock it in, the heat is going to bump it up 1. Okay? And so now with deposit colors, you're going to do the integrity, you're going to lock it in, you're going to do the integrity first, and you're going to lock it in. Then you could take them back to the shampoo bowl, and then you can do a good rinse and go ahead and do your first shampoo with the mango and honey. Do your first shampoo, mango and honey, the conditioner, mango and honey, and then you'll go ahead and apply your deposit. Now, typically, this is what you would really say to your customer when they come in and say they want the integrity, they want the smoothing system, but they also would like to get a deposit. So they want to come in, they want to get a black on their hair or brown, they want to cover their gray. The professional thing, your professional conversation to them is they should get their color service on the next service when they come back. And you explain to them because the molecules of the deposit color and the amino acid, they're the same size and they're fighting for placement. The dominant one is going to place first, which is going to be the amino acid. Now, that's what we would professionally say to them. That's to get it off of you and make sure that they have the information. But now, you're going to have that combative customer that says, I cannot leave out of here with my gray showing. So now, you're going to go ahead and you're going to apply the color. But remember, you have given them the information. You have informed them. So if that color, you let them know, the color may not last as long. It may, where you normally get 4 to 5 weeks, you might get 3. Or once you go to lock the integrity in, you know, once you go to style their hair at this point, because you just locked the integrity in, you know, and it's placing. If you're using a black, it may bump up to a brown. But again, with the Munster brand color, our pigments are true. But this is the information that you would give them. Because we know, you know, we do have clients that be very combative with you. And that's going to be it with the integrity and color. So anything lifted, you do before the integrity because it's taken away and the integrity is adding back. Any deposit, you're going to do the integrity first, and then you will come in and do your deposit, your colors. Any questions on what I just said?
Okay, anything lifted, you do the.
Let me look in the chat and see.
Color, then.
Yes, Lily. Okay, so Danielle, when you say the brush won't pull it through each strand thoroughly, I don't think.
You were dealing with Lily's question.
Oh, okay, I'm going up before, I see. Okay. Okay, so yeah, so that's the integrity, you guys. The integrity smoothing system. And again, when you introduce this to your customer, those of you that are not currently using it, we do not want to introduce this as a straightening system because it's not. The only thing that straightens the hair is going to be a relaxer. But this adds value, so much value to the customer hair. It stops breakage on contact. It goes in and it feels. It actually rebuilds, it restores, and it's going to repair the hair from the inside out. And you're going to see as that client comes in weekly or bi-weekly, you're going to see a huge difference in the customer's hair. The customer on a daily is going to see a huge difference in their hair because it's just an amazing system. But it will, whatever we do the most in protein, that's what's going to happen. So we don't want to say, oh, it's going to straighten the hair, and you go out and it's raining, your hair is just going to stay straight. That is not the case. And if you're working out, your hair is going to stay straight. Now, here's the thing. If your customers work out or they have their personal summer, you're going to let them know, do not touch the hair. If they're going to work out, keep the hair wrapped, keep the scarf on. But when they get home, do not touch the hair. You take the scarf off so that the hair could breathe. But if their scalp is still damp from sweat, they do not need to touch their hair, because if they do, if they finger through their hair and start, brushing their hair or combing their hair down, the salt from the sweat is going to travel throughout the hair. And that is the thing that's going to cause the reversion, because we can't do anything about the salt bonds. So even if they had a relaxer at the root where they're sweating, that hair is going to revert. But once the scalp dry, they can go ahead and rewrap their hair, or they can go ahead and just comb their hair down. But we can't do anything about the salt bonds. That's the thing that's going to cause the reversion. When they go out in the humidity, where typically their hair would swell in 15 minutes, their hair is not going to swell in 15 minutes. It may kind of go a little, but it's not going to go like that. Because remember, it's locking in the moisture, but blocking out the humidity. It aids in helping to train the hair to do what you want the hair to do. That's what it's doing. Okay, any questions? Any more questions?
You take a look in
I
the,
apologize. I don't have.
Natalie, they want to know, do you use the color before you use the integrity?
Okay, again, anything lifting, you're going to do color first, and then do all your color based upon the manufacturing instructions, and then you come back and you're going to do the integrity. Anything depositing, you're going to do the integrity first, and then you're going to come and deposit your color. And that same day.
so Natalie, we also have Cassandra, and I don't know if Cassandra Buzzy is available to speak or not.
Oh yes, Cassandra, she uses it a lot. Cassandra, are you able to speak?
Yeah, there she is.
Okay, wait a second. Yes, I'm sorry. I'm here.
Yeah, I wanted to get,
I didn't hear you. And what'd you say?
just wanted to get a little testimony from you. Cassandra Buzzy has been using the system for a long time. She's perfected it. She's been platform artisan with this particular, with me, with other companies, and she's been hanging in there with us. And but every time we travel, every time we move, the
Right there.
smoothing system is a must for us to have in our arsenal. And then when we brought Monster Brand to the forefront, and we develop a smoothing system based off of what we was getting from the other companies and things like that, and we like, sometime if you know better, you'll do better. And so we just said, let's just go in and formulate and work with the chemists to do our own. But Cassandra's been doing all the processes with us. And I want to know if you just have anything that you want to share with the stylists, because you've been in that front line with us for the longest and using this.
Yes, well, I do. I do find a lot of my clients who wear the braiding, if we do the integrity system on, it's helping their ends a lot better. It's helping their hair to grow and thrive, where I can see the difference in it where it's not dried and as I call it, dehydrated. The ends are dehydrated. So I am seeing the difference by using the integrity on that one. And seeing the hair growth as well.
Okay, so you said, okay, more retention in the hair in regards to that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And I like the way the hair feels too. So the new Revive that it has like more moisture. It's not as it's not as heavy as the other one, and I feel that it's more lightweight.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes, yes. Okay. Yeah, so we have just so everyone know, we did a new packaging that we're introducing this week. And you know, we like to keep our stuff looking gorgeous and sexy, as we say. So that's what we just did a new outer packaging and a little tweaking to the products just to, you know, we're gonna stay on the forefront and make sure everything is working out, you know, constantly to our best. And one good thing is that we have all of you that's using our products that give us all the feedback and we take it to heart. And if it's something that we hear something 2 or 3 times, then we're back tinkering, fine tuning. You know, it's just like a person that's a musician in regards to music, and how you got some of those guys have those keen ears and they always tinkering with that balance of the sound and about, you know, the tones and the bass and all that. That's what we do at Monster Brand. And so we're here to bring the best product available based off our knowledge in the people we have around us. So that's you guys. And that's kind of also why we do these Monster Brand Mondays. And every chance we get, we do these Zooms. We are doing some live in-person deal. We're kind of, they say we're going outdoors, which we are doing something currently right now in Nashville, Tennessee. But our big thing is to do a perfection. The integrity, because we were doing it in 4-ounce size with our packaging that we just did, our new labeling and new look, we are offering the 8-ounce size. We switched it to the 8-ounce size, really back to the 8-ounce size because the demand has increased. And you know, we're just following the demand. You know, we're definitely following the demand. And anybody on here as distributors, we know. I see Dr. Settles is on of South Carolina. He's joining us today. You got Danny out of Texas, and we move around and we deal with different stylists, and certain markets do things. Sometimes they move differently at different timing. I remember I can't remember one of the young lady might have been Miss Merriweather spoke about how they get information later than other markets. You know, Atlanta's a fast market. We're here in Atlanta, in the Georgia Atlanta market. It's fast. They get stuff quick. You know, it's an intersection. And so a lot of other markets don't get it in time. But the key is to be prepared when the information comes, or be the front runner. You know, you guys get to be on these Zooms, so anything that's not happening in your market, you can be the one to make it happen. You can start the buzz. You can start the trend. And the ones who start the trend, it's more availability of the people because no one else is doing it. So that's some good stuff we have. I don't know if anybody had any other questions in regards to that smoothing system questions. We'd love to hear from some of you guys out there. We had about 15 minutes. We are going to, like we said, offer you guys packages. So if anybody have you listen to the information that Natalie gave, you're not using smoothing systems currently, or you're using a smoothing system, and she said something about the Monster Brand integrity that you want to actually, she said something about Monster Brand integrity, and it piqued your interest, and you want to try the Monster Brand integrity smoothing system. What I would say, if you put integrity in the chat, we can get someone to reach out to you guys just put the word integrity, and you would actually get more questions answered in regards to what you're to what you're looking for, in regards to that. I know a question just popped up in regards to um, would you recommend integrity or cure on locks? To be honest, Nat would have to answer that.
So when it comes to locks, no, not the integrity, because again, the integrity is to smooth out the hair, but also give manageability to the hair when styling the hair.
Yeah.
Now, and the
That
hair
makes
is
sense.
locked, but the
Mhm.
cure protein, remember, everybody should be getting the protein, cure protein, because it is going to replace any protein treatment that you are currently using. So most of the times we're using animal based, but the cure is plant based. The key ingredient for our cure protein leave-in is quinoa. And quinoa is special because it has all eight or nine essential amino acids that the body needs. So it has all of them. So this is why quinoa is considered to be a superfood.
Right. And also, yeah, and also when I'm sitting there thinking about the locks, the cure do not require heat afterwards. That's
Right.
the big thing. So anytime you're doing braids or braided or locks, things like that, that's already in that state, you just want to do something that doesn't require heat.
Mhm.
Now, I would say this. I know stylists that when they're doing uh, the protective styles, and because the person's hair is going to be in that state for a while, they would actually do an integrity smoothing treatment, lower the heat to lock it in, then they would braid down that particular client and then do the actual sew in. The hair comes out in a better shape once it comes back to life. I guess, I mean, not life. I mean, I can't think of the word. Once they change their style,
Yeah.
the hair comes out healthier. I know Cassandra Buzzy mentioned earlier how the ones with braids, how the ends of their hair was in better shape by using the system. So that's, and just think about this. Now you're charging for a smoothing system, and then you're charging for your protective style. Remember, you're building a ticket. These are the things they want. These are things you recommend, but the hair comes out so healthy, afterwards.
And this is because it's rebuilding from the inside naturally, because naturally we produce keratin, but the amino acid is going in and it's assisting. Remember, amino acid are small molecules, and they're the building blocks to the keratin molecules. So it's going in and just giving back to the hair, and it's helping the hair. It allows you to see, because remember, products do not grow hair, but great products, the ingredients will allow you to see just how much your hair does grow, because our hair goes through a lot of things daily, from natural elements, mechanical elements, tension on the hair, brushing, combing, braiding down. We're doing a lot to our hair. So one thing about the integrity and that cure, it's going to go in and strengthen that hair. And it's that client that's always talking about she's seeing hair in her bowl, in her sink. That's going to ease up, because your hair does go through a natural shedding process, but most of the times we lose more hair than we're supposed to. And what the Integrity and the Cure does, it helps the hair that's supposed to stay.
Mhm. So
So
let me ask.
you will just start to see the hair thrive.
So now, did you go over what does it normally charge for services? Have you went over that?
No, I have not. That's a great question though. Normally what you're getting now currently for a smoothing system, if you're getting 150, then you can stay at 150. But we have people going up to 300. I mean, it cuts the steps down because you do not have to go back to the shampoo bowl once you lock it in style. The only time that you're going to go back to take them back to the shampoo bowl is when you are getting ready to deposit a color, or if you have simply just used too much. If you use too much, guys, it's not going to hurt it. You got to just take them back to the shampoo bowl. And the reason being is because if your client is used to leaving your chair and the hair is flowing, if you use too much, it's protein. That hair is going to be heavy, it's going to be stiff, so it's not going to move. So that's why you're going to take them back to the shampoo bowl. So, but you can if you're at 150, you can stay at 150, or you go 150 and up. So this is what I was always 150 and up.
Mm-hmm. But the great thing is, based off your market, because we have some of the same stylists buying the same product, doing the same procedures in Atlanta. Some on one side is charging 150. Some on the other side is charging 325 for the same product. They spent the same money, so their rate of return has been incredible. Now, I would say this. We go to the business side of this. We provide you with an 8-ounce bottle, okay, of the Integrity. That's your 16 amino acid. That's the foam. You're shaking it, so you're using less in the application. It varies. You can get 10 guaranteed styles, but you possibly can get all the way up to 16 based off the length of the hair and the proper application.
And the density, the length.
Now, if someone was to do the math for me, this particular, like say, I'm gonna share with you, the package that we're offering today, you guys, is $99 plus shipping. I'm gonna share that with you. 8-ounce bottle of the Integrity treatment, 32-ounce bottle of detox, and a 4-ounce shine serum, just in case you have a little flyaways at the end. It's not necessary you need it, but that's also in that package. $99. I want to put that out. I told you to put the word Integrity in here in the chat in case you want to actually experience it and take a shot at this particular system. But let me tell you what you're receiving. $99 investment. We already said one application should be a minimum of $150. If your market is not doing these systems, you want to introduce it and it's tough on you, then what you could do what? You can do a special. Do a $99 special per client.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to spend $99 for the system, okay? Now, you do a $99 special and you let them know the regular price is $150 or $200 or $300, whatever your price is, but you want to introduce it to that market. You want to make a price where the price is not the decision, it's the information you give them. People buy off information. Don't push the $99 or the $150. You push the information, what it can do with the hair and the alternative. It's a great, great alternative to these kids, these children getting relaxers for manageability, and these kits and perms, that the parents are putting in their hair, that they're putting in their hair just to make it manageable. Okay, so
And
now you have this.
Before 4 years old.
Yeah,
Say
again? You said something. 4 years old, they can get it as early as 4 years old?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you got from 4 years old all the way up to 94. They can get this particular system, or if they still live it. But the thing is this: you make a $99 investment, you doing a crazy blowout special, you offering $99 service because no one in your market is doing it. But if they're doing it, let's say you're doing it to 150 even. If you get 10 applications off this one system, somebody please do the math. You know, what's your ROI, return on investment? $1,500 that you're able to do just with 10 applications. If the hair is Natalie's length, for instance, you should be able to get 16 applications out of 8-ounce bottle. That's how it actually works. That's how this system works, by doing it properly. Remember, because you don't have to do I don't know if you guys are doing systems, but you don't have to do every parted sections. All of our products is professional grade, meaning that it spreads. Little goes a long way. Our shampoos, our conditioners, our proteins, our smoothing systems, guys. That's what we do here at Monster Brand. You know, so I just want to reiterate to you guys, when you're doing things, you have to make us look at what's your return, because you are in business. You're in a business to do the service and do it properly, but you are in business for return. You know, I mean, you take a bucket of relaxer. What buckets of relaxers usually give you? About 16 applications also, is that correct? But think about the things you have to do when you're dealing with a relaxer. You got the relaxer, you got the neutralizer, you got the proteins, you got the shampoo, you got the conditioner. You got several things that you need to get even for a relaxer. Styling products. This particular system here has been perfected because, like we always try to do, is shrink your back bar. That's here at Monster Brand. And shrinking your back bar, meaning that if I can switch and do 2 products, it's 2 products that really to do the system. That's your detox, normal system, and your 16 amino acids, your integrity. That's all is really needed for the system. Anything else after that is more of a maintenance scenario, and you cannot count you buying Mango Honey shampoo, conditioner, leave-in, because that's when they come back in 2 weeks. What? Or next week for a shampoo. That's a whole different service, a whole different price. The smoothing system at Monster Brand really is 2 products that we say. That's the detox shampoo and the integrity smoothing system. That's it.
And can I also say, Eddie, you said something that made me think. So even when you're taking a look at the length of my hair, and remember, I typically will put it in based upon how I'm going to style the hair, because I already know that I'm not going to take them back to the shampoo bowl once I lock it in. But let's say you still have your 4 quads, the length of my hair, but that client hair is very fine. On each quad, you guys, with fine hair, you probably will put in maybe 2 pumps. So on that first line, that first pump across the base, that's probably gonna take you halfway, if not through the whole quad. So if you, for my length, I was charging 200. So, I mean, you could still charge 200, but you have not used that much product. 1 quad, you might pump twice. You might pump twice. If that hair is fine, you might go through the whole head with 1 pump. I mean, the whole quad, I'm sorry, with 1 pump. So you're going to make a lot of money. Is whatever you are charging, you're still charging that. If you're charging $250, charge $250. If it's $300, you're still charging $300 because it's a treatment and it's professionally done. They can't do it. You can't retail it to them. They cannot. Only you, as the professional stylist, can do this. Because if they did have something to take home, they're gonna mess their hair up because they're gonna use too much. So it's you have the ability to really make a lot of money, with the smoothing treatment. But if nothing else, you just using it as a treatment and then doing something else, like your protective styles or whatever, because it is a protein treatment. The integrity is just the treatment that's heat activated. You have to lock it in. But with the deal that he just mentioned, it's a great deal. And even if nothing else he said, you're going to do a promotion of $99. So you're going to make your money back. You're making your money back off that promotion.
First application.
Here, you're just going into profit. Making profit.
Yeah. All right. So we said, guys, hey, it's 90 minutes up. It's 12:32. We're 2 minutes over. We appreciate you guys. But once again, before we hang up, if you want to put the word integrity into the chat section, someone will call and communicate with you. There could be some of you on the call that already have your detox shampoo, your shine serum, and the only thing you need is the integrity. Still put the word integrity there. We'll reach out, and our deal is to make sure you have the system, whether we need to get you one item, two of the items, or three of the items. We're here to make sure you're straight in regards to that. Because once again, once the course is over, then that special course will be going off. How we always do it. You'll have today to respond to that. And if you don't put it in the chat, then we won't know to call you. You'd have to try to track us down in regards to that. So, but as far as another plug, remember, follow us on social media. It's Monster Brand, I believe. Lakeisha, is that right? Is it Monster Brand or The Monster Brand on social medias? Facebook, Instagram, and those other ones. Or go to themonsterbrands.com that you guys normally did, and you'll be able to connect with us through our social media links. You would also be able to watch the videos on YouTube, the one that you watched today that did the recorded demonstration step by step of the integrity. Plus, you can go watch the Cure video, and it'll show you those two different products, in regards to that. Always keep an eye on our event section, because we have different things that's going on. Like we said, right now there's a color class. It's called Color Me Smooth. They're going over the Cure and they're going over the color. And they're doing that in they're doing that in Nashville, Tennessee currently right now, with distributor Donald Neal and Jennifer Atkins that just went through our educational course. We are constantly and still looking for educators for our color and our wet line. You guys can reach out if you guys have an interest or see that you can be the one speaking on these Zooms, doing a class, or doing some in-person, or doing your own particular Zoom class. If you can see yourself doing that, we have a course that we'll send you through. Make sure you're equipped, make sure you're well knowledge in regards to the Monster Brand way of doing things, so everybody can be speaking on one sound, one accord in regards to that. We had several individuals on this particular Zoom today that went through the educational half of the course so far, the color section. They are about to go into the wet line. This is kind of like part of it, learning how to speak the verbiage and the information in regards to the Monster Brand. If you guys are anywhere near, or if you guys are anywhere close, I'd say get on a plane, get on a boat, get on the bicycle. In Atlanta, we're going to light it up May 19th. We have a Color Me Smooth class. The things you guys learned today will be done live on a live model, live and in person. We would actually be doing color models on stage. We'll have table packages and introducing some other things. So anybody that want information on that, you can go to themunsterbrands.com to the event section, get the actual dates. The thing about it, we an in-person class, guys, $49.99. You know, where they do that at these days. I've been seeing classes pop up for classes, $300, $400, $500, $600. You know, but we are going to bring you some color knowledge. We're going to bring you some live in person, being able to ask questions, all those things right there in Atlanta, Georgia. Great city to come to anyway. But we'll be in Atlanta, Georgia, guys, and really lighten it up. That's May 19th. That's on a Monday. $49.99 for that particular class. You're going to have a plethora of information that's going to be delivered that day. Touch and feel, models, hair, finished models coming up. Like I said, share with stylists that you might know in the surrounding area. But Atlanta is going to be on fire May 19th. I can't wait to see your face in the place, and Natalie has something coming up.
Yeah, just two quick things before we get off, because I want to make sure that I Miss Diane had a question, and then I also wanted to reference Dr. Jackie Douglas, how she said she gets $300. That's where I think Jackie start with her smoothing system. It's $300. So that's what we're talking about, how you can, you know, just depending on how comfortable you are and, you know, looking at that client's hair, you can really charge with this system because it is a professional treatment. Yeah. And then with Miss Diane, I think your question was regarding to when you go swimming after the integrity. With the integrity smoothing system, yes, you can. If once you do it, if that person want to go swimming that same day,
once you lock it in,
but you gotta lock it in. So it's not like the keratin system where you cannot touch the hair, you can't wet the hair, you can't do anything for several days. This, once you lock it in, they can go and do whatever they want to do. But remember, when you're swimming in the chlorine, you just got to make sure. We got to make sure that we send them home with retail so that they're able to, when they rinse their hair really well, they can go in and shampoo their hair. I think that was.
That's it. That's some great information. Great information.
Great. Okay.
Anybody had anything else on this last couple minutes we'll give you guys before we sign off? But once again, I keep saying, I'm looking for there's more of them integrities to come in to the side so you can be contacted. If you're looking at being in Atlanta on the 19th, put Atlanta for me. I'll see you, Dr. Ron.
One thing that I love about the integrity is that, like, when they do Miss Diane go swimming, especially if it was that one that was like, my hair is tight, I have a lot of shrinkage. By the time you're done with that integrity and they go swimming, those curly locks are just going to stretch, and it defines your curls. You have more definition in your curl. That's what's so beautiful about it.
Yes, yeah. So how many folks we can get to come up to Atlanta? Ron Settles, you need to take that Monday, man, and put somebody in and come up to Atlanta, man. Take a look at us. We got Ron Settles out of South Carolina. The legacy. You still on mute?
Yes, sir. get somebody in here on Monday so I can travel.
Okay, yeah, man. Monday, that's May 19th. I want I want you to
I
see
wrote it
how we
down.
do it. Yeah, Ron, he has a color, you guys, up there. And what's that address up there where you at, Ron, in South Carolina?
6017 Two Knots Road, Columbia, South Carolina, 29223. And I'm in different counties throughout the week in South Carolina.
Okay.
We
Yeah,
have a
so
couple
that's Settles Beauty Supply, you guys. He
Mhm.
joined up with us and with the color, and so he has the color up there with him. So those guys that's in that South Carolina market, Two Notch is a popular street, so you definitely can be serviced up there. Appreciate you, Ron.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Yes, yeah. What else we got? We also got Texas. Texas have a class coming up in that's
Danny.
June 9th. Danny, where's that? Plato, Tech. What part of Texas again, Danny? I don't know if he's available.
It's in Waco.
Waco, Texas, you guys, June 9th. So if you guys know anybody in that close to Waco, Texas area, get them over there to see Danny. Danny's doing a Color Me Smooth class. He's going to be getting the color class done there. And also, we already have educators. Natalie's already been there training up some of Danny's team members in that particular local market. We're making moves, guys. We're making moves. So we're looking for everybody's support. Share with your stylists. We're definitely doing a strong campaign. Like I said, that Atlanta market, we're with Miss Darlene Berry. I know she's on. I don't know if she can speak, but she came aboard to give us some assistance, and she is on fire. She has the Atlanta market locked down to where she'll probably put 100 people in that particular room on the 19th, eager to get information. So that's live and in person. So, hey, Miss Darlene.
Hello, I sure hope so. We're working on it.
Yeah. So she'll be out there grinding it, you guys. Long time in the business, so a lot of people's not new to it. I know I saw a lot of people say they're gonna be up. Miss Diane's gonna be up. Lily Hunter, I saw she's coming. Of course, Lakeisha.
Teresa Moreland said.
Teresa Moreland said she was coming.
Yeah. And Miss Wanda.
Yeah, Miss Wanda. So yeah, we definitely anybody that's close by that want to come and just meet some of the people in person, some of the people you see on screen. It's a good time, a little networking, in regards to that. But we are gonna give some information. Some of our students that went through the course are gonna have a time to actually debut and get on stage and do what they were taught to do. So we had an excellent training course that went along with Miss Jackie Douglas, the color diva herself, Natalie and Byron. They put together some folks that's eagerly and that's hungry to win in this industry and to do better than what they're doing. So we're just going to share some of that information. Well, we all learn together. We're all growing together. So that's what we're excited for.
Now.
All right. So yeah, without further ado, Christy Reed. I forgot Christy Reed's coming. I see you, Lakeisha. Yeah, Christy Reed's out of South Carolina. She'll be in. So yeah, guys. Hey, I'm gonna quit talking because I'm just excited. I'm gonna try to go to bed early each night so the 19th can hurry and get here. I'm just so excited for that. Just like because I'm gonna love to see the ones that's able to make it out. We can see you live and in person, get close, fellowship a little bit, learn some, and just get everybody dispersed back into their areas and their markets, man, and just be excited. Be excited. So yeah, definitely that. So flyers will be out. Make sure if you guys follow us on social media. Make sure if you see it out there, forward it and share it to your circle because we all have somebody that live or travel through Atlanta, Georgia, which is a serious market. So, all right, guys, like Lakeisha Dion said, let's make an impact today. All right.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you
you.
guys. Thanks everyone.